Hello everyone, and welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're going to be taking a look at another knife from RoseCraft blades, and this is one from their traditional line. Comes in the standard style, so we've got this brown style box, lighter brown with the RoseCraft blades interlocking C. We make knives for people who love knives. Their website on either side of the box. You get their logo on the base as well, with the barcode and the model name and number. So we're looking at the RoseCraft French Broad Jack RCT007, and this is in the Rosewood, made in China, standard style pull-out box. So inside that you get this really nice foam cutout which keeps the knife nice and secure on its way to you. The knife can't come out, which is quite a shallow box, so if it tried to come out it would touch the top of this, but stops it getting banged around in transit, which is nice to see. Of course, it's a D2 steel blade, so it comes wrapped in this tissue paper here to keep it dry, stop any sort of unwanted patina or staining of its way to you. So let's pop this to one side and take a look. So here it is, the new re-release of the French Broad Jack, and this is in the Rosewood scales or covers. I mean, look at the grain on that thing, isn't that wonderful? There's something about a rose, or like a rosewood or a wood scales on a knife that really sort of makes it stand out to me, and I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. This point in my collecting, I think I'm actually preferring the wooden covers on knives than I am with bone and any other handle materials. It's just something about the characteristics of the grain you get. But let's take a look at the specs. So this is a 3.87 inch close length. We have a D2 steel Wharncliffe blade on here as well, which is within that UK legal limit. It's a full tip to tang length of 3 inches. Really nice walk and torque with a half stop. We have brushed steel bolsters, which are integral to the liners. You can see they are all one part and goes all the way down the entire spine of the knife. Wonderful build quality and fit and finish on this. I can't see any gaps at all. It's absolutely immaculate. All the way around to the very termination at the bottom here. We have steel pins on this, I believe. They could be nickel silver. I'm not 100%. It looks like it could be nickel silver to me, with a steel rosebud shield on there as well. Just something about the shape of this knife. It gives it that sort of really classy look. And it reminds me of so many different types of, just like traditional knives. Almost getting like a reverse toothpick vibe from it, really. You see we've got no pinching, nicely rounded off bolsters either end. Slightly squared off at the base here. No sharp edges, nothing exposed, nothing sticking out, nothing to catch. It's all wonderfully smooth along the back spring of the knife. Tang is also nicely rounded over or rolled over on the corners there, so there's nothing to catch your pocket. One thing I would have maybe liked to see is if they'd have elongated this bolster just a tiny little bit, just to cover the tang of that, so it'd have been a bit more like a copperhead, but they could have retained that original shape. But I mean, that's very, very minor. It does not bother me at all. Blade centering right down the middle, as you'd expect. Let's take a look at the blade. So as I said before, we've got a D2 steel blade. We have the RoseCraft tang stamp on the front. We have Andy Armstrong's maker's mark and D2 steel, and the model number of RCT007-RW for the Rosewood. Edge grind on this, absolutely immaculate front and back. Came razor sharp out of the box, as pretty much every RoseCraft has ever come to me. Nice little point on there. We do have the abrupt style swedging, which is my preference really to any sort of swedging. We have the crescent moon nail nick on here too, on that sort of satin polished blade. You can see the grind lines on here as well. Nice little sharpening choil towards the back of the blade, and then the walk and torque, pretty much as you'd expect from RoseCraft blades at this point. We're right about a 7 pull with really nice audible action. Do have a nail nick on here, but honestly for this knife there's so much of the blade exposed you can literally just pinch it open. Does lend itself to anyone with sort of dexterity issues, where you can literally just grab Like this, your thumb and the side of your finger, and just pull it open without any problems at all. As I mentioned then, under 3-inch cutting edge, so we're going to have a UK legal friendly carry here. And I just can't get enough of the grain on this one. I know they're all different because, you know, rosewood is a natural material and it's just down to whichever pattern you get. But you can see on the back of mine, I do have quite a lot of the straight line grain, as I'd like to say. Really classic sort of wood style. And then on the front, this really vibrant, different colours in there. You can see we've got oranges, like lighter yellows into really sort of darker wood colour style on the edges. Transitions are all immaculate. I can't feel a single thing on this. The only thing I can tell is the transition from the super smooth bolster into the wood material. All the pins are flush as you'd expect. There's no stepping or anything like that. Tang of the knife meets up with the spring perfectly. It's flush. Honestly, I can't speak higher of this example of the French broadjack. It's such a comfortable pattern in the hand. I really didn't think I was going to... Like, aesthetically, I've always loved the look of this thing, but I really didn't think it would be as comfortable as it is in the hand. I thought it would have been too slender down here, wouldn't have sort of felt that great, but with the larger bit up here, you can really put your finger up in this choil, you know, the ricasso on the tang, and then honestly, it sort of contours around your hand so nicely, and this thing feels so secure in your hand. You can even pinch grip it like this and choke up to do draw cuts. Even in like a reverse sort of grip, this thing isn't uncomfortable either. If you want to use the knife like this, or if you want to pull towards you. Honestly, I can't find any sort of uncomfortable thing with this at all. Nothing sharp on the inside either. It's been rolled over very nicely. You see we have the stop pin in there, stopping any sort of blade wrap, so that would sit nicely in the sharpening choil. RoseCraft Blades French Broadjack Rosewood. It's a thumbs up for me. It's fantastic. Dropping on Heine Haynes very soon. Make sure you check them out. But anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed my review. Please be sure to like, subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.